Wayne Quattroche taking on Kenny Palmer here on Duckpin Magic. Next to last match before we crown a champion at the Greenway Bowl East Miller Lite Classic. Wayne, 28 years old, out of Baltimore, Maryland. Ooh, tough way to get started.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just keeps Kenny at the right level when these little things happen, and he knows what to do with the other guy's mistake. And that wasn't a mistake. When you're trying to feel your way, you know, the first frame you sort of jump
up. Right where he was supposed to be. Try to be in the pocket in the head pin. Just hit it a little too flush and drove it right through the middle. Wayne had a good tournament.
Excellent tournament.
Nice 10. That should help a little confidence there. You know, Kenny also, I think, at this point, probably feels like there's a little fate or destiny involved. Like I said, he wasn't expecting to bowl in the tournament until just a couple of days before. Finishes the top qualifier, 1279 count, 8 games. Bowled through 3. Some of the things that happened maybe start you thinking that, hey, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and who knows what's going to happen.
A hard 8. Yeah, you're right. And I really believe that Kenny, over the last couple years, has had the best mental concentration of the bowlers that we watched, other than maybe Swede Labors, who's been just, you know, unbeatable, unless you can physically dismantle him.
Yep.
You know, I tell you what can happen. You got to be wearing down a little bit. And you can stay at that level for just so long, and it really doesn't take a lot. Something like this. Let's see what happens. Kenny's going to bowl the second frame and see if he bounces back. Because something like that can work. It kind of drains you a little bit. You know, he's had it his way. He's done everything right. And his opponents have done some things wrong, and he's capitalized on their mistakes. So I think this is a big frame to watch, to see if Kenny can pump himself back up a little bit.
Got some help there, and then not so much help.
It'll pick it up. I believe it'll pick it up. If they go straight sideways, right?
Yeah,
okay,
sure,
it's the front and back that messes them up. If they move forward or backwards with this particular machine, they have to move a whole row. Otherwise, they're going to get hung up in the middle. If he makes it, no one's ever made this shot before. Guarantee you. He has the 2, the 8.5, and the 10.
Okay.
I don't know how you shoot it.
Well, he gave it a good try, though, didn't he?
Just was hard to send a pin to the 10 with the
They're so
rack.
close there, yep.
Tough shot, whether they stayed on spot or not. It was not an advantage or a disadvantage with the pin moving.
That's the first time in the last 4 games that Kenny hasn't marked in the first 2 frames. So he is at 20. Wayne Quattroche steps in. Wayne got into the second seed by virtue of a 4-1 divisional record in head-to-head competition and a 791 pin count.
Well, he took out the 1-5, and now he's taken everything out except the 7-10. It looked like a little tough luck, but it really wasn't. It was kind of caught the head pin a little bit weak and actually kicked a couple pins out to leave just a 7-10. Good practice frame. You want to hit 1 and 1, and
what do you think? You getting a little comfortable bowling on the other side of the TV cameras now?
I tell you, Mike,
looked more comfortable.
I really was. It was the first time, and I guess I've been on TV 4 or 5 times over the years. And matter of fact, we taped 20 years ago, and I was one of the first ones on. But I was more comfortable for whatever reason today. And again, I think it was just mental concentration to block out what's going on and go ahead and get up and bowl.
There's a nice
Good ball.
9 drop.
Strong 9.
It would be important right here for Wayne to convert this more for mental confidence than the actual physical score.
I really thought he was going to hit that because he just finished hitting the 7 and the 10 in the frame before. He got a little quick. He didn't set quite as long. I think it's one of the toughest things with TV is to get yourself in a rhythm, because we tell the bowlers, you know, we don't rush them, but we do let them know we only have so much time to air the show, and that time is a very important factor. And I think sometimes
that plays in the back of their minds that they're trying to get that rush.
I let it happen with me when I stayed on the wrong lane. Forgot what frame I was in.
There's a strike, huh?
See, there's what Kenny's been doing. He's been taking advantage of the bowler's mistakes. And Wayne made a mistake, missed a single, and It was like the oxygen Kenny needed to pump him back up. It's tough out there. Ball after ball, game after game. I mean, Kenny's won 5 games in a row. And it's got to, even winning. Winning's fun and winning's easy, but it still wears on you. And you really have to block out that you've won 5 games, because odds would tell you you're going to lose. You didn't win 5 games, you've just started 6 games. He's won 6 in a row. So he's looking for 7. No one's ever done it. I tell you what, if he wins this one, Mike, got to be an odds-on favorite. And you have a rookie in Kevin Burke, a young man who, bowling in his first tour, came out and just performed very well. Bowled super in the semifinals today, but when you look at the years of experience, I think what's on a rookie side is that nobody expects me to win. I can relax and just play my game. I already have second tied up. If you can
put yourself in that situation, what he's thinking about is, I'm here, I can win.
Not too many bowlers have won their first tour. I don't know if any.
Almost hitting a home run in baseball your first time up.
That's a short list also, huh? In the Baltimore area right now, we'd rather not talk about baseball. A lot of things, but not baseball.
Don't have a baseball team down there anymore.
Oh, our teams look like farm systems.
Wayne has got his first mark, put it up on the board here in the 4th frame. Trailing it.
He can actually take the lead, Mike. 8 or better. 8's a tie.
Yep.
And he hasn't been in this position too many times. If you look up our score sheet, by this time he's had a lead in most of the games.
Yeah, he's looking at missing that mark in the first frame, which would have put him firmly in control, and instead he could be behind. Let's see what Wayne does here with this mark. 7.
Wow. I'm telling you, that's a quick 7. You will not see that too often. He left the 6, 9, 10, and they just exploded.
47-46 after 4 frames. Kenny Palmer leads it by 1, and Wayne Quattroche has sent signal that he is in this match to stay.
I tell you, that was a key shot. You put a circle around that spare, because when you throw a ball as well as he threw the first ball, you're trying to catch up, you're trying to get your game set, and you break 7 with your best pitch. You got to think, it can mess you up. But he came back, picked the ball up, shot the triangle, made it, and there's what you have to have happen to be a winner. You're not going to throw every ball in the pocket, even though we thought Kenny was. He got away with it. He hit the side. He hit the side when I bowled him, and I'm not taking anything away from Kenny. But if he chops 2, it's a different game. He chops 8 or breaks 8, makes it, same shot. Right here he's shooting at the 3-6.
See if he takes advantage here. No, he doesn't. Picks second 2-pinner that he picks. Could be that fatigue factor.
Hard to stay aggressive for this extended time.
Missed it the same place.
That is a sign of fatigue. When Kenny starts missing a little left, it means he's putting the ball on the lane maybe 3 inches too soon, Mike. Let's see if he recovers here. Big frame for Kenny.
Because we're tied 56, but Wayne has got 1 ball to add to his score, so he effectively has taken the lead in the match.
What Wayne has done is turn old Mo around, If you can get Mo on your side, it's a plus.
Well, he is rapidly jumping off the Kenny Palmer bandwagon at this point.
I tell you, Kenny he's become normal.
Yep.
Okay, he missed the head pin on the left. Broke a 2-pinner and picked it. That's tough luck. I don't care what anybody said. He hit the object, picked it. Went over, made sure he hit the head pin, knocked the 1-5 out.
Well, we've seen a lot of pins sliding down there without falling over.
Kenny moved the 6-pin a little bit, had the deadwood removed by hand. That's why I would have hit the deadwood pedal. He moved the pin to the right, and if you saw what happened, the 6 went around the 10. odds are if the pin moves laterally, the machine will pick it up, which I think the 6-pin did. The rule says it's up to the bowler.
So he could have opted to have it picked up, and if it was knocked down, it would have to put it back in its original
It would have
spot.
went back on the 6th spot, exactly. Look out, he's got a little help here. 6 and 10.
Now things have turned in the match as Wayne Quattroche has taken the lead.
In defense a little with the sliding pins, what it proves, the better bowler really doesn't mind. You don't, nice spare shot for Wayne.
3 in a row for Wayne Quattroche. 3 marks in a row in the 4th, 5th, 6th frames. He's put spares up on the board after being open for the first 3.
Big ball here. He's 9+. If he can mark, that puts Kenny, will have to make 2 more marks than Wayne or throw a double, and that's a big edge. It's an edge that you're thinking positive. That, like you mentioned before, you're sending a little bit of a message that, hey, you haven't been in this position before. You're going to have to get up off the ground if you're going to beat me.
Gets an 8 count, leads it by 17 after 6.
In this position, I would try to make this shot. He did. You give him a lot of credit. The pin right now, the spare shot would have just deflated Kenny. So I think it was very much worth the gamble.
And he's up by 17, 18 pins at this point, so it's worth the shot. Kenny's still got to turn around and come back now. Let's see if Kenny can reach down a little bit and get himself back on the
Watch
fast
Kenny's
track.
hand. See if he gets the ball 4 to 8 inches over the foul line. Yep.
Ooh.
If you can watch that, Mike, each time, when he lifts it, he will splatter pins. He's like everyone else. He throws the ball a little harder. But if he lays it on the line, it just doesn't have as much on it.
He's got the 5 pin for the mark here. Right on the money with that one.
Big count ball coming up. Let's see if Kenny can get down and through this ball like we've watched him do for 6 games. 6.5 games now.
Yep.
75.
Cut into the lead here.
16 down. This is a big ball. If you let this frame get away, you only have 2 frames left. This frame is worth 2.
Okay, Kenny Palmer.
Plus an opportunity to send a message back.
Kenny Palmer in the 8th.
He
Looking
lifted
for a
it.
big fill count. Well, he did get the 7 pin to go down grudgingly, but it went down, and he gets a 9 count. Big count there, pulls him to within 7, and he has an opportunity to be on the mark.
The 8 and 9, I feel, are tough pins to shoot because they're in an unusual place.
Kenny converts.
Kenny puts his brain back in place.
As well as his heart back in its chest cavity there.
Sit still, ball, I can tell you. You know what happens? You're 40 inches from the center of the head pin back to the back, and hey, there's what makes a winner.
There's the difference in the 2 balls. They both threw it in the same place. Kenny was fortunate, got something to knock out the 7 pin. Wayne, not so fortunate. Drops 8 and has the 7-8 to shoot at.
What just happened, Mike, has got to deflate Wayne. I mean, he's watched a 17-pin lead almost disappear in front of his eye, and he hasn't done anything wrong. And on the other hand, Kenny's got to be chomping at the bit. Let me back up. You know, I have a chance to win. We certainly know he knows how to win. He's done it 6 times in a row, looking for number 7, an all-time high as far as consecutive wins. Big ball for Wayne.
Yep, 101.94 plus for Kenny Palmer. Oh, there's another one that slid.
6-10, Mike. They moved it back to the spot. Tough break for Wayne. All right, you know, you like this, and I have no partiality in this game, but when a bowler has to wait.
Kenny came over to ask a question as to why he didn't have to shoot it where it was, and Joe explained the rule to us here.
What the rule states, Mike, is if the machine will not remove the dead wood, it must be removed by hand. You don't know, and we've proved that so many times, if that machine's going to pick that pin up. And I think the bowler has every right to exercise what he feels.
Yep. Lead has switched hands here. Depending on what Kenny does here, we have certainly got one heck of a match going into the last frame.
Biggest ball Kenny's thrown probably in 7 matches. Right on the button. I'll tell you, when Kenny hits half of it, it's almost like a miss the way he's been bowling.
He's got a 2-point lead, both bowlers on marks in the 9th.
Well, I like Kenny's vantage point. He's turned it around, just what we mentioned. But he's won from first, second. Whether he's bowling first or second, it really didn't matter to him. But he's bowled first, all of them, hasn't he?
Pretty much every one, yeah. He's been able to put the pressure on the other bowler.
We moved those 9 pins out of there in a hurry. 122 to 111, and then 9 break was big. Even if he misses this, he has Wayne on a mark.
Kenny Palmer trying to finish up. He's got it. Even after that small distraction as to when he asked whether or not Wayne could reset, he locked himself back in once he stood up on the approach.
Well, I tell you, and TV makes that tough, because you could have discussed that had it not been for TV. They're intimidated a little bit by, the time element. Apparently, he accepted the answer, got it out of his head, went up and broke 9. Big ball here. He can put Wayne on a double. Ooh. Let it get away. He's on a mark. Wayne Quattroche must mark.
All right. Kenny Palmer finishes 134. Wayne Quattroche needs a mark in the 10th to try to advance to the championship match.
If this ball were to be 3 or less, it would put Kenny in a no worse than tie situation. Tough shot. Very, very, very tough shot. He needs this shot and 8. Move Kenny out of the driver's seat.
All right, let's see what happens. He's got to get them all. Oh.
He hit it too good. If he catches it lighter, a little heavier, he carries the 5. But
see Kenny Palmer looking at
dodge the bullet
in particular as he wins it 134, 126, winner of 7 in a row, and on to the championship match, which we'll have for you in Duckpin Magic right after this.